Not So Traveling Introvert. Today I want to talk about the feelings of imposter syndrome when you're applying for a job or just getting into a new job. Imposter syndrome at work is especially damaging as it can hold you back from promotions. It's the reason no one can give you extra added responsibility. It can cause too much stress, too many lost weekends where you put your hours upon hours into work when no one else does. It could also be the reason you micromanage and can't let go of mistakes, especially your own. So how can you deal with imposter syndrome when looking to get a promotion before it derails your career completely? Now, almost everyone suffers from a form of imposter syndrome at some point in their life. So you're not alone in feeling this way. So you need to think about the origin. Not everyone has the same reason for having imposter syndrome. When you start to feel like you don't measure up or can you do this task, it's time to ask yourself some questions. Do you feel that you don't understand the assignment? Could it be you're in the wrong department or worse, the wrong career entirely? Or maybe you're just thinking you might be over your head and you're slightly overwhelmed right now. Once you know why you're feeling the way you're feeling, it's time to figure out how to address the problem. Imposter syndrome tends to be only a symptom of something else. For example, if you're not feeling comfortable in your career, do you need more time to get used to the job? Do you need more training in a certain area? Do you have a bad manager? Is it time to be looking somewhere else to work? So create a plan, and following through on that can help beat back imposter syndrome for that particular reason. And having imposter syndrome tends to make us sort of overcompensate constantly. You become so worried about what you're doing at every little thing that you might start creating great, big, impossible goals, being unrealistic and sort of making it a self-feeding cycle because you set this goal, you don't achieve it, and you're like, see, I wasn't supposed to be, I'm not good enough to do this. So what you need to do is start with some smaller goals that can help set you out to be more comfortable in the role that you are doing and more confident at work. And always get advice. There's a lot to be said for mentors, especially those who've already accomplished the things that you are setting out to do or a little bit higher up at the organization that you might be at. Talk to your mentor about how you feel. Ask them for advice. What did they do when they felt that way? And it could be helpful for you. And this is something that people don't do enough, is recognize what you have achieved. Don't get me wrong, not every workplace is going to make a fuss whenever you get something done. But that's why it's up to you to track your accomplishments. Have a brag book, have a folder that you put in nice compliments from clients in, whatever it is. Keep a record of your success that you can pull out whenever you feel like an imposter. And it's also helpful for yearly reviews. And it will come handy next time you want to update your resume because you'll have this track list of all the things that you have accomplished. Now, don't get me wrong, your career can take over your entire life if you let it. And it's especially true when imposter syndrome kicks in. You can start to feel the need to overachieve, do more hours to try and make up for your own perceived shortcomings. These feelings will have you working all night, every night and weekend in addition to regular hours. And what's the problem with that? Well, the lack of balance can take a nasty toll on your physical and mental health, which is why it's so important to keep a healthy balance between work and the rest of your life and your recharge time, even when you're trying to get yourself ahead. So these are some things that you need to think about. Whenever you're in a work environment, it's obviously you want to appear capable, and you probably are capable, but there are going to be times when you just don't know the answer, and it's okay to ask for help and or get clarification. Getting clarification helps those who gave you the task realize where they may have been clear or unclear and make sure that you are on the right path to do what needs to be done. Because the problem with faking it is you're never going to do your best when you're floundering on details. When in doubt, ask questions. You'll come out better at the end. And if you're feeling super derailed by imposter syndrome, consider this. Whatever your situation, you came into this job with a certain purpose in mind. Either you had a goal that put you where you are today or intended this job as a means to get where you eventually want to go. Whatever the case, allowing feelings of doubt and insecurity to pull the rug out from under you isn't going to help you accomplish these goals. That's why it's important sometimes to take a step back, return to your original vision, and then move forward with that. Thanks for listening. This is Janice at The Career Introvert, helping you build your brand and get hired. Have a great rest of your week.